flat major. Let's take a look at our key signature to see what notes we have in the key. So D flat major, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flats. In the order of circle fifths, we have B, E, A, D, because it spells the word bead, don't forget, and then the next one is a G. B, E, A, D, and G. Whew, it's kind of a mouthful. An easy way to remember this is, how many black keys are on the keyboard? 5. How many flats do we have in the key signature? 5. So that means every black key on the keyboard is in the key of D flat major. Once you feel like you have an understanding of this and the visual of the scale, we are going to move on to our tonic triad and inversions. Alright, let's build our tonic triad. So, the first note of a D flat major scale is D flat. So, D flat, F, and A flat. These are the 3 notes in our tonic triad. Let's get our right hand ready so we can play the triad and its inversions. Alright, right hand. So, D flat, F, and A flat. These are the 3 notes, and we're going to play it with a 1, 3, and a 5. We are going to move the D flat to the top of our next chord. Our bottom note is an F, and the middle note is an A flat. So we have a 1, 2, and 5 on F, A flat, and D flat. Now, we're going to move one more time so that our A flat is the bottom note, the next note is a D flat, and the top note is an F. We have a 1, 3, and 5 on these 3 notes. And we're going to move up one more time. D flat, F, and A flat. Now, we're going to move right back down. So the A flat that's on top is going to the bottom. So we have A flat, D flat, and F. 5, 3, 1. And now we're going to move down one more time. So the thumb is on F, second finger is on A flat, and then the pinky is on D flat. And then we move down one more time, right back where we started. D flat, F, and A flat. Now the left hand. So, D flat, F, and A flat. 5, 3, and 1. Now we're going to move into our first inversion chord. F, A flat, and D flat. 5, 3, and 1 again. We're going to move into our second inversion chord. A flat, D flat, and F. 5, 2, and 1. And then we're going to move into our root position one more time. D flat, F, and A flat. Now we're going to move back down, keep that straight line movement. We're going to have our bottom note as an A flat, then we have the D flat, and then the F. 5, 2, and 1. We're going to move down again. So the bottom note is an F, next we have an A flat, and next we have the D flat. 5, 3, and 1, and then we move down one more time, right back where we started. D flat, F, and A flat. Before playing hands together, make sure that your hands move as a unit. They are a team. It's not right and then left, but together, one at a time. This takes some time. So the first time you try hands together, it may not work out like that. It's fine, it's fine. You just want to see kind of where it breaks down and then practice that part hands separate. When you feel like you've gotten better hands separate, try it hands together. And then it'll probably be a little bit better, but not quite perfect. But that's okay. That is the process of getting better. So, when you feel like you are ready to take that step and putting the hands together, try the next exercise. Now, let us build the primary chords in the key of D flat. Make sure you remember your key signature because we are going to have a lot of flats real quick. So, the first chord we've already built, our tonic triad, D flat, F, and A flat. Now we have to get to the fourth note of the scale. So, if we walk up, we have a D flat, an E flat, an F, and then we have G flat. So this is the root of our subdominant chord in the key of D flat. So let's add those thirds: G flat, B flat, and D flat. These are the three notes in our subdominant chord. Now we're going to step up one more in the scale. That takes us to A flat. This is the root of the dominant chord in the key of D flat. So starting from that A flat, we have a C, next we have an E flat, and next we have a G flat. So A flat, C, E flat, and G flat. These are the four notes in our dominant 7 chord in the key of D flat. Now let's try playing the progression hand separate. Alright, right hand in our root position chord. So D flat, F, and A flat with a 1, 3, and a 5. Now we are going to keep our thumb over D flat. The third finger opens up to G flat, and the pinky plays on the B flat. Make sure your hand is in good position. These are all black keys, so your wrist has to be high enough to allow yourself to play the three notes. Then we're going to move back. So D flat, F, and A flat one more time. Now from here, the only thing that moves is our thumb. Our thumb slides down to C, and then our fourth finger and our fifth finger are already over the G flat and the A flat. We're going to press these three notes down, and then we're going to move back. D flat, F, and A flat. Now the left hand. Set up that tonic triad with good depth so we don't have to move very much. Alright, so we have the D flat, F, and A flat in our 5, 3, 1 closed position. All that we have to move now is our thumb to B flat. Our second finger's already over our G flat, and our fifth finger's already over our D flat. We're going to press these three down, and now we're going to move the thumb back to where we started. D flat, F, and A with a 5, 3, and a 1. Now, the pinky moves off the D flat to C. So we play the pinky on C, second finger on G flat, and thumb on A flat. We're gonna press it down, and then we move right back to our root position chord, D flat, F, and A flat. Alright, so before you try hands together, make sure your wrist moves up and down gently between each chord. I'm not trying to pick up my hand, but because my wrist is so relaxed, anytime I move my hand off the keyboard, the wrist kind of comes up. Not a lot, just a little bit. And because my fingers are curled, they maintain the shape. Because this chord progression has mainly black keys, the surface area is smaller. If your fingers flatten, if they kind of get a little wiggly jiggly in there, you're probably going to hit some wrong notes. This is okay. It just means that, well, you need to practice it a little bit more, and that you should also add in some of the finger strengthening exercises I've gone over in previous videos. But if you feel like you're doing a good job, then the hands together exercise next is for you. Alright, now, last concept. Tonic Triad Arpeggio. So we are in the key of D flat, and we already know the three notes in the tonic triad, D flat, F, and A flat. It's just getting into our open hand shape that we need to think about. So, this starts on a black key. Our open hand shape, therefore, does not start on a D flat. In the right hand, it actually starts on F. So we have a 1, 2, and a 4 over F, A flat, and D flat. This is our open hand position. So take a look at the graphic, see where that is, feel where that is, and now we're going to try playing the arpeggio, but as soon as we play the F, our hand is going to open into this hand shape. We're going to start with that second finger over D flat, And as soon as our thumb tucks across to F and presses it down, the hand opens up into that hand shape that I was just talking about. So the second finger's over A flat, and then the fourth finger's over D flat. We cross under as we're playing the D flat, tuck that thumb as much as you can, it lands on F, and the hand opens one more time. So we get the second finger on A flat, and the fourth finger on D flat, and then we go right back down. So stay right where you are. Second finger presses down the A flat, thumb presses down the F. We cross over the fourth finger to D flat, and our hand slides into the next two notes. We have the A flat and then the F, and then because this is the last note, we cross the second finger back to D flat. So, the left hand. This hand has a different open hand position, just as the right hand did. The fourth finger starts on A flat, the second finger goes over D flat, and the thumb is over F. This is the open hand shape we want to see. But our arpeggio, of course, starts on the D flat. So what finger's over D flat right now? Second finger. So this is where we are going to pick up. But don't forget the way that the open shape looks, so that as soon as you cross over to A flat, you can see the next two notes. So let's try playing that arpeggio now. Alright, second finger still over that D flat, thumb still over F. We're going to press one down, then the next one. Now we're going to cross over that fourth finger to A flat. The hand is going to slide into the next two notes, second finger over D flat, thumb over F. We're going to cross over one more time. So the fourth finger goes to A flat and second finger is over D flat. This is where we end. So we're going to keep the hand right where it is. Fourth finger stays in place. It's going to press back to the A flat. The thumb tucks under as this is happening to the F, and then the hand opens again. So second finger over D flat, fourth finger over A flat. As this is happening, we tuck our thumb under one last time. Thumb lands on F, and the second finger is right there over D flat. Before playing this one hands together, a few things you want to look out for. One, that your hand is deep enough on the keyboard. Sometimes when students are playing the black keys, their hand starts pretty deep in the keyboard, but as soon as they play the F in the middle of the arpeggio, the hand drops or it slides off the keys, and as a result, your finger's not going to be able to reach the next black key. So make sure that you have good wrist height and depth on the keyboard so that when you tuck your thumb under, the hand just has to open into the next note instead of having to shift back up into the keyboard. And that kind of ties into the next thing that I was going to say, is making sure that your fingers stay curled. Very often, the fingers will flatten out, and it's okay for your fingers to have a flatter angle, but you don't want totally flat fingers. You'll notice when I play, like my fingers, even though they're elongated, this part of the finger is still curved, and this is what really holds the shape, this part of the digit. So you want the rigidity in here, but it's hard because everything else has to be relaxed. So take your time, make sure you have good body awareness, no elbows coming out, no shoulders up high. And when you feel like you're getting better at the technique, the next exercise is for you. Try it hands together. Alright, that is a wrap for the key of D flat major. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. I really hope you learned something good about the key of D flat. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. I want to keep getting out this content. I want to keep reaching as many musicians as possible because, I mean, dude, music is dope. So let's keep sharing that with as many people as we can. If you appreciate the cause or you just want some dope shirts, check out the link to the shop below. I made all these designs myself. I am very, very fond of them, and I hope that you are too. So I hope that you keep practicing, stick with it. Don't forget, Stay powerful, y'all.